Welcome back to Apex Investor, the channel where we look at the biggest and best opportunities in the stock market while they're happening, before they're happening, and try to make sense of what's going on in the stock market for you. We also give you the optimal entry points and exit strategies for you to make the most profit as well. So without further ado, today's biggest loser today was this is for Monday, October the 4th. AMPY was the biggest loser, negative 40%. Besides that, I don't recognize any of these other ticker symbols here. So we'll move on to the big winner, which is XENE, Canadian biotech company, up 96%. Besides that, again, I'm not familiar with any of these ticker symbols. And unusual volume, XENE is one of those. So we'll move on to the trending stocks next. So the trending stocks, as you may have noticed on Friday, there was somewhat of an elephant in the room. I'm not even sure how to describe this, but just to be frank, just to be blunt, there's a report coming out, there's speculation regarding a potential stock market crash that may occur on the 18th. So just be aware of that and prepare for that, meaning you want to at least have 50% of your total assets in cash, not in stocks. In the event of a stock market crash, you do want to be ready so you can be buying stocks when everyone is selling them off in the event of a stock market crash. So that is what I believe this headline is talking about as well. It's kind of alluding to that fact, or not the fact, but that possibility. So let me just click there. Here you go. So the big loser today looks like FTEG was a big mover in the negative 12, Sava as well, negative 10%, Vine, negative 10, OPAD, almost 10% as well, to round that off. Meta Materials was down almost 10% as well. And IronNet went down somewhat as well. So that's interesting. That's one of the stocks I did buy just on Friday. So we'll see if there is going to be a rally, because I'm not sure how low that can go. I'm thinking probably 10, but that's probably the lowest it would go. So a lot of negative, there's just a lot of stocks in the red, including SDC, another famous trending stock from Wall Street Bets that has been mentioned there. B Square down as well. So this is looking like a fire sale in a lot of ways. I'm going to take a look at a lot of these stocks just to see, are they at levels of support? QuantumScape is down too. Let's just look at a lot of these. It seems to be, I'm going to be looking at almost every stock today. Might be a longer video than normal. Okay. Microvision is down too at $10. Okay. Yeah, this is getting to the point that almost the Clover is going to be close to $7. So I might get that when it gets to $6. I think I might change my mind at 7 and wait till 6 due to the stock market crash. It might go even lower than that. I might have to just wait till October the 18th, since now I know about this, and now so do you. Potential stock market crash again, October the 18th, I believe, is in 2 weeks from now on a Monday of all days. AMC is down to $36.78. We'll take a closer look at that as well. Yeah, everything is down. Everything. There's really nothing that has been green so far. Gamestop also down 171. And Vaxart 696. Yeah, there's really nothing good to report. in terms of the trending stocks, at least. And we seem to be seeing the beginnings of what could be a stock market crash, fortunately and unfortunately. Lucid, $24. Okay. And here's the pluses. Here are some stocks on the way up. Bitcoin is actually up to 49,000. So yeah, there's volatility in the market, but Bitcoin is reacting in a positive way. It's going upward, trending upward, and seems to be getting closer to 50,000, might get to the 60,000 point, but we'll see how that reacts in time. So here's all the positive stocks. UVXY, which indicates volatility, is up. So yeah, that is not a good indicator for the stock market. Very few stocks are up. And when these ones that are up very slightly, almost negligible. The biggest one was DDS, Dillard's, which was up 5%, and HCMC, which was up 16%, that penny stock. Okay, so we're going to take a closer look at these trending stocks to see, have they reached levels of support? What's going on? How did they trade today? Metamaterials, let's look at this one first. So their day was, well, they traded less than half. So again, not too much volume moving, not too much real volume, I should say. It's not retail investors who are trading. It is being short laddered, being manipulated into the dark pool and so on. Day's range was 504 to 557. And I don't expect this to be too volatile in the event of a stock market crash, since it has been so just very much shorted severely. And there's really nowhere where else this can go down. I think 280, we could see this go down to 280 in the event of a stock market crash, but no lower than that. I think 280 is the lowest we will see. And we saw that right here in April. I don't foresee that happening. On the contrary, this could actually go up in the event of a stock market crash, since short sellers and so on might just have to cover their positions or just abandon ship, and we could see this go up. But we'll see if this is a negative beta, meaning like a GME, an AMC, a negative beta. If the stock market crashes, this goes up. If the stock market goes up, well, it doesn't really matter too much in terms of the market action. Okay, and IronNet, want to take a look at their day as well. Volume was just below the average, 3.7 million, so not too good, not too great. And the 52-week range, I should say the day's range, $12.65 to 1406. So it did go back down to 1260, I think just as it did on Friday, but it did go up to $14. So it's showing that the support level is $12, between 12 to 1260 at this time. In the event of a stock market crash, I do believe this one is being shorted severely as well, similar to metamaterials, maybe not to the same degree, but it is being shorted for sure. Again, I'm not a stock market financial advisor, I should say. I'm not a financial expert or advisor. So take what I say with a grain of salt. This is simply my opinions and instincts, but I do hope that this could help you. But do your due diligence, be critical thinkers, and do your research and prove what I'm saying out here. B Square is the next stock we're going to look at. I just want to look at their potential entry point if you want to get into B Square. You want to get into this square, okay? So, wow, okay, this is B Square was up at $8. In terms of the last 52 weeks, you could see $1.10. So I think you should wait till $1. $1 is probably your entry point for this in the event of a stock market crash. $1 to $1.10. And I think one of the important things about this channel, Apex Investor, is that we want you to be ready for a stock market crash. It's not simply looking at the short term. You don't want to just buy into the short-term support. You want a stock market crash level of support entry point. That's the kind of entry point you want to enter into. So when we do say, as we do often, we say the expert apex investor or apex investor expert mode entry point, that is essentially a stock market crash entry point. That's what we're talking about when we say expert mode. You're waiting for the stock market to crash. This is the entry point you should get. This is the optimal entry point. SDC, is this entry? This is the entry point you want to get into. Well, the 52-week range was 463 to 1608. So no, we're not quite there yet. I think you're looking at $4 as your optimal entry point if you want to get into the stock, $4 to $5. But I'd say $4 just to be safe, since I know next to nothing about this company. And it's been as high as $10, $10, $13. So I'd wait for this to go down a little more to below $5 at the very least, but maybe even $4. Okay, and this is being shorted as well, I believe, since Wall Street Bets is just paying so much attention to it. They're posting about it pretty much daily. So the shorts are reacting to that and shorting it. Maybe not as severely, but probably is being shorted somewhat. Next is Sorrento. Is this the entry point? No, you're looking at $5, $5 to $6 is your possible entry point if you are bullish on Sorrento, but I'm not very bullish on this, to be frank, since it is a biotech company, and biotech is not, it's kind of on the way down at this point, unfortunately. That's just my perspective on things and how I've been perceiving the trends lately. Unless you're Pfizer, unless you're Moderna, your stocks aren't going to be going up, your biotech stock. QuantumScape is this entry. It says here 1125, so let's just evaluate that, whether that is a realistic entry point for 1125. I do think it is realistic, unfortunately. 1125 is a realistic entry point at this point in time. But just to be a little more realistic with you, I'm going to say $11 to 11 to 15. Okay, 11 to 15 as your expert tier. And next, hard mode, you're looking at 15 to 20. So I wouldn't pick this up unless it goes below that level. But the expert, you're looking at 11 to 14. 11 to 14, yeah, for QuantumScape. Microvision is this entry. 152 was the lowest point in the last 52 weeks in the last calendar year. I still think this can go down. Yeah, this is not a negative beta. You can see it's at 393 there. So it's going to react as the market reacts. Yeah, I think you should wait for this. This could go down to $5. Looking at the volume here, a huge surge. So I would wait for this to go somewhere between, I'm going to say $2 to $5 for your expert mode or your stock market crash entry point, essentially. So $2 to $5 for Microvision. Next is Clover. I think we've gone over this kind of exhaustively, very frequently, and I'm thinking $6 at this point in time. $6 is your entry point. In the event of a stock market crash, I'd say 6 to 7, but I'd probably get this below 6, just because we don't have too much data as to how low this can go. But I'm going to say $6 is your expert entry point. $6. I'm going to keep that solid there. In hard mode, you're looking at anywhere between 6 to 7. So you can probably get this below 6, but 6 to 7, you're not doing yourself. You could do worse than getting this below $7. The stock most likely will go back up to the double digits, even to $20 possibly. And then AMC, we've gone over this just so many times, but in terms of the support, yeah, this can go down a lot more, but it is being shorted. I've watched videos suggesting that the actual price is closer to $300, $400. That might be true. I could certainly understand how that can be the case, since this is incredibly shorted as well. I don't believe this was the short squeeze anymore, the $70. I think it really was around $300, $400. So this is being manipulated as well. And they're just trying to wear out people's patience for people to sell off. And we can see there really was no big sell off since it was, since the gamma squeeze, or I should say maybe even a short squeeze in June, the beginning of June. So that's another elephant in the room besides the stock market crash. If this crashes, the stock market, will AMC and GME and metamaterials go down with it? I don't think so. I personally don't think so. I think they are stock market crash safe, but time will tell. Will this go down? It might. It's still a risk you take. That's why I do think your best entry point would be expert mode. Again, you're looking at 6 to 10, and just look at my video in terms of the stock profile. But in the short term, you're looking at $30. But yeah, I'd wait for the stock market to crash before buying any stock at this point. Although I did buy one on Friday, not really knowing about a pending stock market crash being so close, so soon. And GameStop, I haven't done a portfolio on this, a stock profile, I should say. But this is looking like $40, 40 to 60. And then you want to wait again until the stock market to crash, which is probably going to be October the 18th or shortly thereafter. And 120, you're going to probably see it go down to 120, but this is being manipulated as well, meaning this could be or should be closer to 500 and above, maybe even 1,000. Okay, so we're going to go next to Twitter and Reddit, if there are any posts there on Twitter, I should say. Twitter and Reddit. I'm going to look at the Dow Jones just to see if we are in the beginnings of a stock market crash. We're certainly getting closer to one. It looks like once we get to 33,000 and below, we'll get a better idea of it. Let's zoom out a little more. Yeah, as you can see, 33,000 was the lowest number we reached in the last 6 months. And then looking at the last year, you're looking at, once this dips below 30, you know for sure there's something going on. So we're at 34,000 right now, possibly 2 weeks out from a stock market crash. So we need to monitor this very closely in the next 2 weeks. But how low will this go? I'm thinking 26,000 is the minimum. And we saw somewhat of a crash, a mini crash back in March 2020. I think we're going down back here, maybe even lower than this. Let's look at the last 5, I should say the maximum. Could we go back down to 8,000 as we were in the year 2008? I think this is way too low. I think realistically, it's not going to 8,000. I think you're looking at a retracement of at least 50% or greater. So we're looking at 34 divided by 17, or maybe even the height of where we were, 35 divided by 2. Essentially, that is 17.5. So you're looking at a value of around here. We could go back to this level of 2016. So I think this is before the previous administration in the US, how low it was. So I think that's where we might be seeing things. Could be wrong, could be 17. So I think 17 is the number we're looking at. But once you see this get below 30, I just wait it out a little more, wait for it to go down to 20,000 points for the Dow Jones. And but anyhow, even if it does go down to 30 and then eventually to this number here, looks like support here when I mean, I'm looking at this like a stock, and essentially that's kind of what it is, because it does have its low times when it goes down to 20. So 19, you're looking at 19,000. I do believe that's where it's going to be going down to 19, 26 to 19. So when you see it go down to 26, could go below, but I mean, you'd be doing yourself a favor in any case, buying it at 26 or 19. But I'd wait personally when it goes down to 20, just to average that down to 26 to 19. You're looking at what is that, 4, an average of 4, I think. It's around 22. Around 22, 23,000 points. So you could see this go down all the way to even this level. Yeah, about 22. You can see another level of support there for the Dow Jones. So that's just the reality we may be living in potentially. So prepare for it. This channel is all about that, preparing for a stock market crash as well. It's not putting all your eggs in one basket, all your money into the stock market. You want to have 50% at the ready in case of a crash. Okay, moving on to Twitter. George did tweet today. Thank you to Lux Research on behalf of Meta. We're very proud to receive this year's Lux Innovator of the Year award for our green 5G application co-development with Seki Sui. So they're going to announce that press release soon. I'm not sure when, but that is pending. So we're going to move on to Reddit next. Here, Reddit Materials talking about one of their doctors, Dr. Brangersma from Metamaterials, has been working on. There's a project he's working on. It says here, in an industry collaboration with Samsung, which has entered the race for self-driving cars, Dr. Brangersma works on LiDAR scanning laser beams. With company ENEL Green Power, he's implementing state-of-the-art solar cells that have nanostructures on top to increase their efficiency. The solar cells that he is working on in his lab are so thin, about 1/100th the thickness of a human hair. Wow, okay, they become flexible. This results in easy applications, for example, to the wings of an airplane or other auto vehicles. Finally, with AR startup Magic Leap, he's innovating to improve AR glasses, which today are still bulky. By applying an invisible coating of nanostructures on the glasses that capture and redirect light, they can look like regular eyeglasses and become more user-friendly, allowing the wearer to move and see virtual images blended in their true surroundings without feeling nauseous. So this is only one member of the Metamaterials staff, and he sounds like a genius to me. It's amazing he's on their staff. So that's great. That's really good news. Hopefully he's going to be developing similar things for Metamaterials, and that's great. So let's move on to the next post. Okay. News seems to pile up, and the fear, uncertainty, and doubt seems to increase regarding the stock market crash that may be happening in the next 2 weeks and beyond. Metamaterials news just seems to get better. We have a tweet here from Metamaterials Incorporated saying here, congratulations to Team Nanotech and all who contributed to these great milestone achievements, more to follow. So the announcement was they obtained a final order for arrangement with Metamaterials and has renewed its frame agreement to continue development of a unique security feature for its confidential government customer. They didn't name who they are, but it's a big deal. The frame agreement has a maximum value of 52.7 million. So besides the Torchlight acquisition, this Nanotech acquisition might be just as big, if not bigger. But it's a big deal. Those two acquisitions are massive. The merger with Torchlight again and this acquisition of Nano. We're going to see very, very green quarterly earnings reports as they keep coming out in the future. And we're going to see an impressive increase in the hundreds of percentage points, as some of the comments pointed out for that post. For the video, it says the stock market news keeps getting worse. Metamaterial news keeps getting better. We can see here crude oil price is projected to hit above $100 this winter, which only, again, when you look at the acquisition of the assets from Torchlight, this dividend is going to be incredible. We're speculating, we keep speculating on as to how much the dividend will be. Some are saying $1, some are saying as much as $20, $30, but we'll see. We're not sure. Time will tell, but this is looking very good for the this when Metamaterials eventually sells off the assets. They're going to be selling basically in a seller's market. So crude oil is going to be even higher probably by the time that they sell off the assets. So maybe they are waiting for the best opportunity to sell them, meaning when the price of oil is at its all-time high or near a high. Okay, a great cloud is forming around Meta. You can expect the money rain anytime soon. Are you ready for that to happen? Meta is one company I can compare with Novavax. Only difference is Novavax is only in the vaccine field. Meta is in many fields. All around, they're just in everything, it seems. Okay, let's get back to history. Novavax was just doing research for many years without even putting out an actual vaccine. He bought 5,000 at $7. My goodness, you will not believe the price went to $3 before reverse split. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I sold Novavax at 50%. Oh wow, Novavax went up to $100, didn't it? You know what happened? Yeah, went to 3 digits. I'm a long investor in Meta. I see people playing with the stock like the lottery, selling high, buying low, repeating the process. But I tell you the truth, a day will come when you will be taken completely by surprise. You will have sold for pennies profit or a few dollars, but you cannot buy back since the share would have reached a great value, such as what Novavax did in the triple digits. Meta has many products, remember this. With even one product like GlucoWise reaching a market just under EU approval, the upside will be great. Any partnership with major companies, we know who they are, Tesla, Apple, Samsung, and so on, will push Meta stock to great heights. Think about it. Elon Musk wants to keep partnerships or collaboration with Meta. The next morning itself in a, PM, the next morning, the price will jump to 500%. Well, I don't know. We'll see about that, but it will definitely jump. It is not my financial advice. I'm telling you it is to hold. Sometimes you can see Meta share price doesn't go down compared to other stocks, and that's true. It doesn't go up as much either, but it is relatively stable, so that's good. He's talking about Canada now. Okay. Meta is considered a safe investment. I agree with this. GameStop, AMC, and Meta all the way. Clover too, somewhat, and IronNet. George has really put basic foundation for Meta. Okay, this doesn't make sense anymore. So basically hold, I think that's what he's saying. So yeah, he definitely echoes similar sentiments to me that this stock has incredible value. He definitely sees the potential as I do, that this is going to triple digits in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even sooner. We'll see, but I think 5 to 10 years is a minimum. Meta Air test. I made this at the end of a long day. The Meta Airs make you think about the possibilities. Let me know any suggestions you might have for a video. So I think this person bought the Meta Air glasses. They were $1,000. So I think he tests them out. Yeah, that's a good idea, is actually put the camera behind the glasses and then let viewers see what it looks like if someone tries a laser attack. And that's a really good idea. I'm going to upvote this. Really, really good idea. Okay. Came across this cool tech. Guess what it's missing? That's right, glucose monitoring. GlucoWise, which is what Metamaterials has developed and is going public with that soon, is going to be a game changer. I'm so glad to invest in a company that literally saves lives. The future of wearable tech is here. I don't see how GlucoWise fits here, but anything non-invasive will automatically be better than what is in the market. It's just in regard to wearable tech, the innovation is insane. Imagine if a ring or watch could check your sugars, game changer. Sensonics has a similar product. No more poking around. It is waiting for FDA approval, and Sensonics is heavily shorted at the moment. So yeah, Sensonics and Microvision, two very big stocks potentially. Were both, I discovered both through Trey's trades. So all credit to him. Nanotech security. Okay, we talked about this already. So this is good. This is really good. Okay. Next, does anyone else think George is what? Okay, what is this about? Materials. And we're going to look at Amazon and Facebook stocks. Debt ceiling crisis upcoming. Within the next few weeks, we'll be seeing the Biden administration trying to get rid of the debt ceiling as a whole, which would cause a global catastrophe within the market. I know that I'll be keeping an eye on what's going on the closer we get, and might have to cross that bridge to pull out all assets. Yellen has gone from the Fed Reserve to the Treasury, and she wants to get rid of the debt ceiling. So anytime Congress passes something, the debt ceiling will be raised automatically, meaning no leverage to lower spending in the future. So now with this, if they were to get rid of it, how will they raise the money to pay it back? Taxing anything and everything. If anyone's interested in a good video describing the magnitude, here it is. So stay vigilant in the upcoming weeks. Protect your profits. Don't get caught off guard. So yeah, again, on the 18th of October, I believe that's a deadline they've set for the U.S. federal government to do something to either raise the ceiling or just do something and address this pending situation, this possible crisis we have here. So if they do something great, which I personally, I don't think they're going to do something good. This administration, frankly, has been a disaster. You can see what all their dealings with pretty much everything they've done has been a disaster. So this is going to be in line with that. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just calling it for what it is. Whether it's Biden or the other guy before him, then, I'm going to call it out. So I don't think that it's going to be good, but if, God willing, it is good, then it is. So we'll see what happens, but I would definitely take my assets out. I'm not saying I'm going to sell all my shares, probably won't, since metamaterials seems to be somewhat stock market crash proof. Okay, so we're going to look at Amazon. So they're down only 2%. I don't know why there's so much fear, so much FUD for Amazon, but let's look at the last 5 days. Yeah, it is down to today. They're at 3,176. The last month, yeah, okay, so they're somewhat down. Last 6 months, okay, they're at a level of something of a support here. They're as high as 3.7. This is like a level of support for them. So if they get down to 3,000 and below, then something is going on, and something is going on. But the crash is on once they get to that level. Personally, I would wait for this to go to 2,000 and below if you want to get Amazon. But again, Amazon's not a great stock if you want to become a millionaire. You're only going to make a small amount of profit. From 3,000 to 2,000, you're only going to make what? Maybe 1/3. You're only going to go up, not even 100%. So don't even buy Amazon, to be honest. Facebook is also down 5%. Let's zoom out. You make sense. To make sense of what's going on, just zoom out. Okay. Green. S&P 500, Dow 30, NASDAQ, Russell, all these things are in the negative, not incredibly negative, like where it's to concerning levels like 10% or anything like that. they haven't crashed. Yeah, they're going downward. But notice oil is up. So that is, again, very good news for metamaterials. Now, if we look at Facebook, again, zoom out makes more sense. Last 5 days, last month gives us a better idea. Okay, so yeah, it is definitely down from the last 6 months. It was up at as high as 384. So we're down to 326. This one is certainly not concerning, but it is down. The last year, what's support looking like? Well, it's kind of all over the place, but we're looking for a sharp downturn followed by a sharp upturn. This looks like a level of support at 250 if you're bullish on Facebook. So I'm going to say 250. In the short term, even 160, 166. You could see this go back to 166, maybe even 200, just average that down between 250 to 160. I think you're looking at a level of 200 when the stock market eventually crashes 200 or so. But 250, 200, is this a good buy? No, because again, even if this goes down to 200, you're not making 100% profit if this goes back up. You're only making 50%. So I wouldn't buy any of these: Netflix, Google, Amazon, Facebook, even Tesla, Apple. They're just too big for you to be able to profit. Yeah, they're secure. If you want to make a small amount of profit, yeah, you'll make a small amount. It's somewhat secure, but there are bigger stocks. I should say better opportunities out there. And we've looked at those. AMC is one, GameStop is another, Clover is another, and metamaterials, as well as IronNet. But I'm not sure if IronNet is a negative beta, but those four seem to be negative beta as well. Not Tesla, but I should say AMC, GameStop, Clover, and metamaterials. Most likely all are negative betas. We know it is confirmed AMC and GameStop are negative betas. So I should say at least GameStop is. So that's all for today's update for Monday. It was a doozy. It was a lot to read on about and look at all these stocks just tumbling down. Again, it's not to a level that it's crashed, but we're starting to see something of the beginnings of a stock market crash. So tune in tomorrow. We'll hope to have an update for you shortly after the market. I was going to say market crashes. After the market closes, the market crash is looking like 2 weeks from now. It might happen, it might not happen, depending on what the administration does in the United States. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for your support. And until next time, God bless you all, and God bless your investments.